Sky already through the volunteer list. Thank you very much, Sky. We need 4 to 6 people every month to make this happen, so please talk to Sky or to Chad or to Daddy Robert if you are interested in helping us keep this going, because this group is all for us and by us, and it's good to pay for it. So, if you're interested in putting up a hand, it's super easy duties. Just kind of setting up some drinks out there, setting up a couple chairs, turning them down at the end. It's really easy. It takes about 15 minutes on our side. So if you're interested, please let us know. Thank you. We are free and open to the public, but it does cost money to run this program. We spend about $100 to $150 a month on drinks and snacks and things like that every month. We've been taking in more than we have in the past, which I really appreciate everybody digging deep on that. So if you can throw some money in the kitty, that would be awesome. Helps us not subsidize this out of our pockets. That box is a mess. Yeah. If anybody wants to volunteer to build us a lovely new leather box for money, that would be awesome. Yeah. I'm going to briefly mention, I've mentioned it before, we've got a Kinky Book Club running, and our next month's presenter is David Lay. David Lay is coming in, who wrote a book, The Myth of Sexual Addiction, and that's one of the books that we're reading in our Kinky Book Club. So we're spinning up a secondary group. We've got a couple of people ready to go on that, and it needs to get filled out a little bit more to be a really good discussion group. So if you're interested in reading along with us, please come find me, and I'll get you hooked up with the book club.
We have a lot of fun in comic school.
It's not.
It's good.
It's good.
Finally, normally we do, we go through the events. There's a few events going on this week, so and I kind of want to see this. So I'm going to throw a couple of events out there, and I'm not going to ask folks to stand up this time. I apologize. There's a couple of really good event calendars out there. For those of you who don't know, obviously Race's Bar is probably one of the best curated calendars out there right now. So Race's group has got a bar calendar, or a calendar of events in his Facebook group on Race's Bar. There's also Scott Rogan's on ebar.com, Bay Area reporter. He keeps a leather calendar. And this week is actually a good time to look at the FolsomStreetEvents.org calendar. All of the events are up there as well. So that being said, I'm going to name a couple of events. The biggest, most exciting one, of course, is that tomorrow night is going to be the LDG Fetish Fair at the new Citadel. Let's talk to who our presenters are.
Oh, sorry, we're talking to you?
Yeah,
pay attention back there.
Is it okay to talk about our presenters?
No, do you have the list?
I do.
Go for it.
Okay. So tomorrow night is it's going to be a pretty epic list of folks presenting. Fakir is going to be doing an art show, which is fantastic. We've got Michael Brandon doing some vlogging. Bob Goldfarg is going to be doing some paddling. Trouble's going to be doing needle play. Ed Ergot is going to do some electrical play. The Rubbermen will be there doing a slime pit this year. The Pups will be there with Randy Noah. Michael Blue will be doing a whip exhibit. Our very own Brent Nett is going to be doing suspension bondage and torques. Mr. Powerhouse, are you here right now? Harley Maxwell, water sports. Bill Wiersdorfer, needle play. Jorge Nieto, flogging singletail. Ingu is going to be doing nipple play. Mick Shepard's going to be doing violet wand. Thank you very much. Hi! Sorry, I can't see anything on the lights. Lance DeBarro is going to be doing sounding, and Master Tamo is going to be doing some vlogging as well. So there's a really good list of stuff that's going to be happening tomorrow night at the Citadel.
What time?
7:30 to 9:30 at 181 Eddy Street near Taylor. There is parking there.
But it's also like a block and a half from Bart.
Block and a half from Bart, yeah. What's that? As always, we're free and open to the public. We will be asking for people to do donations before, because that is a really expensive event to put on. Thankfully, it's not nearly as expensive as it could have been, because Jesse Manson, Mr. San Francisco Leather 2012. Are you still here, Jesse?
Yes.
Okay.
In the same way.
Hi. I didn't see anything with the lights, I'm sorry. Has generously underwritten the Fetish Fair for us tomorrow. He's getting the space for us at the Citadel, and even a little extra for snacks. Yes.
There's an addition to that list, Louis Pacheco, who's an American Leatherman 2010.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Billy Robert. And thank you, Jesse, very much.
Yay.
So a couple of other choice events that I'm going to just talk about really quickly. Ray's is going to be participating in Cleo's Leather Memories at the Center for Sex and Culture on Thursday. On Friday, George Wong Memorial Brunch. Also that night here will be a Hellhole Party. There's going to be a Boots and Breeches roll call, 15 association party at Citadel, and of course lots of hot stuff going on at the Edge and Powerhouse. Saturday, Mr. S. Beer Bus here, Mr. S. Beer Boys and Bondage, sorry. RMSF party is going to be that night as well, doing a processional to the CSC for the presentation of the rubber flag. And there's some fair, I think, on Sunday. And also Real Bad. And yeah, so check out Race's bar calendar, ebar.com or folsomstreetevents.org for other events. Yes?
Can I mention, so tomorrow night after Citadel is the Mr. S. Dirty Folsom Powerhouse from 10 p.m. to midnight.
There you go.
Where they're having all the demos and stuff by Mr. S. staff.
Cool.
Ooh, great, thank you.
So, back to the hotness.
You know, Mr. S, we're LDG is 16 years old, and we have been beggars the whole time. We didn't get anybody, we didn't find friends in the community to give us space. We wouldn't be here. So thank you very much, Mr. S.
Mr. S has generously come up with a couple of magazines that you guys might be interested in. It's Drummer Magazine.
Drummer when Brian won his title. No, maybe we should do it tomorrow night or something. And Brian has agreed to autograph them for us, and we're going to try and raise ourselves a little money by auctioning them off. But we won't do that.
We're not going to do that tonight. There's too much awesomeness about to happen.
But thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Keith.
And just one additional pimping for our program next month, October 24th. David Lay, the author of The Myth of Sexual Addiction, will be here. I know it sounds kind of dry. It's not. And I know there may be people in this room who think they are sex addicts or feel they have problems with the way they exercise their sexuality. And that's really David's concern, is that by being branded with that particular diagnosis, that we, especially in the men's community, are having our sexuality demonized and pathologized, rather than the actual, sometimes serious inner problems that we might be having where we're acting out sexually. He's a really interesting guy. The book is terrific. So I thought it was a really important thing for us to be talking about. He'll be here next month.
I got one more thing.
Oh.
If everybody would please reach their hand under their butt, actually all the way under your chair. Mr. S has generously donated some gift cards, and I've taped some, 5 of them under the chairs. So let's count off and see if everybody got one, and if not, you can start rifling the chair next to you.
Did you already get your chair? No.
Who went through it so well?
I did.
One. Two.
Hey, Paul. You know where they are.
So you're not coming on the chair. Do you have duct tape? You just started on your scene.
No, I was just
That's
gonna
you.
do it.
Was that you?
Oh, Derek, you got one?
You rifled it.
I got it.
Was that 5 or was that 4? We're close. There might be one around the back row, gentlemen. The very back row. All right, well, we'll find the 5th one and donate it back.
Thank you. And now, Brian and our volunteer Dave are going to present demo. Brian, say what you would like to say about it.
Dave and I both somewhat incapacitated, that's what I'm going to say. My back hurts and his back hurts, so we're going to give you our best shot at this. There are a lot of different ways, and I'm sure you've all seen punching demos, and everybody kind of takes it a different way. And my take on it is I really see it as really a gearhead sports fetish kind of thing. So ordinarily, if I were to do the demo, I would be looking like Dave. I'd show up in gym stuff, wrestling singlet, wrestling boots or something, because I really see it more as that kind of, I see it like I would not use a common SM implement to do it. I brought boxing gloves. I'm going to use some leather gloves because it seems to go with what I'm wearing. But typically, I see it more as a sports thing. So with that as sort of a precursor. We've never played. We have no idea how this is going to go. He's a whole lot bigger than I am. I hope, oh dear God, that he doesn't get really pissed off at me. Because he's not tied up.
What a blind killer.
Yeah, it's like see it in the paper tomorrow. Anyway, so we're going to see how this goes, and bear with us. We're just, I always apologize generally to the person that I'm doing a demo with because the crowd is bloodthirsty, and you want us to go like 50 minutes into the scene in 2 minutes, and that's very difficult to do. So we may not get as bloodthirsty as you wish. We're going to go as far as we both feel comfortable, and we'll see. But ordinarily, I would probably have taken a little more time to get to know Dave and warm him up and find a headspace than we've done. We had dinner, that's it. So we're going to go from that. But this is only my take on it. So like I said, there's a whole lot of different versions, but this is one. So anyway, I did ask him to buy something to protect his mouth so that in case I hit him in the face, I'm not going to break his jaw. He's used to being hit here, so it's no big deal. He's less used to getting hit here, right? Mm-hmm. If you hit somebody in the stomach, a lot of you guys probably know this, it's like catching a football. If you try and tighten up when you catch a football, it'll bounce right out of your arms. But if you absorb the energy when you catch a football, then it's sort of like with a punch. So you want to tighten your stomach just a little bit, but not a lot. If you tighten it too much, you're going to get tired. If you don't tighten it at all, it'll knock the wind out of you. So if you kind of think of it like catching a football, then that gives you a little bit better idea of what it's like. He's smiling. It's a good sign. I'm going to start to worry when he stops smiling. So how you doing? Good. You staying with me? Mm-hmm. Stay with me?
Brian, you only have 45 more minutes.
I don't think I can last that long.
You know Mr. Dawson, he's Irish, right?
Do you know what his screen name is?
Irish killer.
Killer. Most of the time, so I figured out it was okay. Just every once in a while, that line came up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I mean, what were you experiencing when it looked like you wanted to tear them apart?
I don't know.
The leg is the hardest, at least for me. Just getting hit by the leg, and that's sort of, it's just very different. I don't know, there were like, I guess 4 different sort of, there's the leg, the stomach, the chest, and the head, and the arms, yeah. The chest is easy for me. That gets me kind of going into like a really happy space, and so does the arm. The leg is different. The leg hurts. And then the head is totally different. I've never been hit in the head before, and that's quite different. That's like shocking and sort of like there was like a ringing and then there's the whole mental thing about just being hit in the head. You know, it's the most valuable part of one of them.
What did you do?
But yeah. And we had talked about that beforehand. And
Your neck didn't bother?
No. You and I said that's something I want to play with.
No.
You know, explore because I had a couple of times where I was hit on the head and instantly like started crying. So there was something that I wanted to.
Did you perceive this as different than when you got hit?
Having the protection definitely was a bit different, but there was one like that got me. I guess and that like
that was one where you went.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. And
that was the kind of communication.
It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Because it's.
Yeah, you were helping because he's sitting here.
Yeah. It's okay. I'll hit myself. So the legs are tougher.
Yeah, are sore.
Yeah.
This for me was like kind of absorbing the effect, and that was more owie kind of thing.
Yeah. But one of the things you guys do punching is to notice that difference. But for sure, if you hit a guy in the leg bicep back here enough times, they'll cramp up on you.
Yeah.
So
hamstring?
yeah, the hamstring, like back here. So if they're bigger than you and they're simply not going to come down, just start hitting them back here. You've got enough time. No problem. It's not really cheating.
And that kind of animal headspace that you get in?
Yeah. That's normal for me at least. This is, I don't know, go between laughing and barking. Or
growling like a pit bull.
Submissive, but yeah, that's me. I don't know. Those two I go between.
It's pretty hot.
But it's really, really cool because when you guys can see it, but when you're that close to somebody and they're smiling at you, they're almost like egging you on with that smile, smirk and that smile. That's what's so hot. That's what really made it interesting for me is the fact that you were smiling back at me. It's almost like, fuck you, go ahead, just do it. And that was really neat. So I really appreciate that. And the fact that you didn't hit me, I appreciate that.
Let's go to what else he has to do.
Would you normally do a scene this way, or would he be tied up?
I like them not tied up. Because again, like I said, most of the time I'd be dressed like he is. Because I really see it as more of a scene. And to me, that's the edgy part is that because you guys do much punching. When somebody hits you, it's not like getting clawed. It's not like any other sensation. It's a fight or flight. And it's a different kind of feeling, and you want to protect yourself. So to me, the edgy part is the fact that they're restraining themselves from unleashing it on you. And at any second, he could just flip, and, I'd be on the floor. So I like it not tied up, but, everybody's going to have an opinion on that.
Am I remembering it wrong, or when I saw you do that scene, I think it was South Plains with John, I thought he was hitting you too.
I may have let him do that, but he has to be really soft when he does it.
Oh, okay.
We've done that, but it's kind of like the whole, jump or heel thing. It's like if he's gonna hit me back, he's got to know that I still got to win. You can hit me, but I'm going to win, right? Yeah. So, but for guys that really into mutual punching, you certainly, it's like, guys that flog each other or single tail each other, and it's the same kind of thing. So you could do it as truly a mutual scene.
And just for for people who are interested in doing this, what you've been doing it so long, what automatic safety considerations are you following?
Certainly, staying out of his
kidneys.
Yeah, any of that area. If you hit wrong, you can bust a rib. So you really need to try and stay right here. If you start getting too far off, his ribs are right there.
Oh, you don't want to hit a rib.
And you can bust a rib or bruise it at the very least. See, I made that mistake. I did a class, and everybody paired up, and we all went around the room, and I made sure everybody was good. And this guy really got off on it, and he went to a bar, and the guy wanted to punch me. He said, "Sure." He didn't realize the guy didn't really know what he was doing, and he hit him in the ribs and busted a rib. So I learned a valuable lesson. So
you're talking about here is okay, and down here is okay, but leave it in between.
Yeah, stay out of here, and stay out of the kidneys. It's like most any large meaty area, back of the triceps, quads and leg bicep. Any of those.
You didn't go up here.
No, that clavicle bone is snapped out real easy.
Okay.
You can also get it back in the ass too.
I was waiting for that.
So, there were so many great parts. It's just like, this is a very good looking, very big man, and so I had plenty of targets. But any meaty areas, so certainly the ass. Guys that like to get spanked, but again, I think it's a different kind of feeling because it's impact play. It's different than getting hit with a paddle.
And obviously, it seems like you avoided the joints here.
Again, just any.
And you didn't do the lower arm at all?
No.
Okay.
No, because there's muscle there, but there's also bone right here.
So you need to negotiate when you're going to hit somebody in the head?
Well, I brought the headgear, and I make sure the guy's got a mouthpiece. And I wouldn't hit anybody up here if we hadn't talked about it. I wouldn't do that. But I like it. To me, that it was kind of different for you, but you said it was okay. I remember the one time when I almost ran your chums. But you could stay down here and be fine. And you see guys that do this. They'll hit a guy like this with the back of their hand, and it's more of a slap. But it's like, you're never going to hit him. Hit the guy. The only thing is, don't put your thumb inside your hand. Keep it on the outside like this. A lot of guys put their thumb inside and go to hit a guy and they'll break their thumb.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you hit, you want to make this kind of a fist. So put your thumb inside and then go hit him because you'll snap your thumb when you cut. So put your thumb on the outside. So you're hitting the guy as square as you can with that flat part of your knuckle. That's where you want to hit. Don't hit him with your knuckles. Hit him with the flat part of your hand. Get your thumb out of the way.
And Dave, when you put your fist up, what was going on there?
It was more just, I wasn't actually going to hit him, but signal, I guess, that's starting to hurt.
Oh, okay. It's communication.
Yeah.
Did you guys negotiate communication in advance? How you were going to discuss this?
No, I was looking at his eyes and trying to work that way.
Well, we talked a little bit about whether should I move back on him or not, how we wanted that, because I tend to come forward into the punch, it just raises your aggression level, and so I like to come at it, but some guys don't like to be hit, back.
You've done punching scenes before, it sounds like.
Like a couple of times, yeah. Some at the bar, there's a guy that likes me to hit him, so we've done a couple of scenes, and attempt that did a demo with Wolf at the powerhouse, and a couple of other like private players.
It seems to resonate.
Yeah, yeah. I like it.
There's something so primal and
It's
hot about it.
completely different from almost any other thing you can do. It really, really is. It's not like a flogger. I mean, it's not, I'm not going to use the word sexual, but it's not quite the same. But there's an incredible intimacy because, you know, when I was close and I was looking at you and you're looking back, like that's intense.
It looked like it.
That was intense. But that's that sweet spot we use right there.
It's really appealing to me in another sense because as a top, you want to fly. You don't want to just see the bottom flying and go bye-bye, have a good night. You want to go. But you can't really do that when you have big, dangerous things in your hand. You can when you just have your hands in your hands.
Sure.
And that's a good way to.
And, you know, if I were to play privately with someone that I know well, it is sort of a nice transition if you've gone at it. You can kind of wind that down and you end up sort of like all huddled together on the floor and you know, kind of catch your breath and then you let it go somewhere else. But it doesn't have to, that doesn't have to be the end all be all. You know, if you're connected with private and you end up down on the floor, so much better.
Anybody else things to ask Brian? Or
It seemed like you were ready to break him when you hit him on the front of the legs.
You know, I knew that it was paper. There was a different look in his face when I was sitting there. And so, again, we want to respect everybody's time, but if we were to go longer, I would eventually move down here more, try to break him down. So.
Do you think that would have happened?
I don't know. He's a big, strong guy. I don't know how long.
I mean, the scenes changed completely once you went to the legs.
Yeah, it feels
pretty
like
helplessness there.
that's how you bring the scene to a close.
Well, as I said, if you're getting tired, start hitting the guy in the back of the leg and he'll probably go down.
And how low down here do you go? We don't go to ball fighting?
No, that's a whole different thing. That's another good thing, but a different scene. But yeah, I mean, just as long as you're staying right here, you know where everybody's abs are. Don't go too low, because, you know, up to the side, stay out of the ribs, stay out of the kidneys. I mean, it's a basic rule for almost any scene we do.
Pretty low tech scene, yeah.
Yeah, large meaty areas, and on some guys there's more large meaty areas than others. But one of the best scenes I ever did, I thought this wasn't great, but one of the best scenes was a little skinny guy, and I went, oh, you know, I'm going to knock this guy into tomorrow, and I couldn't take him down. He was a lean, muscular guy, but it wasn't like he was Dave. And I could not get that guy to go down. And I worked at him, and I was younger then. And I worked and he would not go down. So I don't think it has anything to do, and it just had to do with how you're wired.
Thank you both very much. We are kind of finishing on time.
Perfect.
Anybody else have anything else to ask Brian before he takes his leave and goes off to San Jose? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When you punch him in the crotch, do you have any kind of protection that he was using?
I did not punch him in the crotch.
You did?
No, I did not. I grabbed his wallet just to say that's a different kind of scene. But they certainly are sports cuffs. You know, and they're guys, a lot of the gearhead guys, you know, play with that stuff. And if you've got a cuff, and I kind of pulled my punch a little bit, but I'll grab a guy and I'll hit him with the knee there. But I would never do it with them against the wall or tied to anything so that their body could give. So it's more a mind fuck than anything else. When you see a guy with a knee coming at your nuts, it's pretty scary. So, but remember your ball sack is very loose and those balls will move and get out of the way. So as long as they're not tied up, not against the wall, and you hit somebody there and they have room to give, it all kind of moves out of the way. So it's more a mind fuck than a real deal. Yes, sir?
You prefer to do it with a blindfold or with the guy being able to see, so you guys have a connection with the eyes?
I don't personally, I don't like doing any scene with guys blindfolded because I really want to see their eyes. I think I have a lot better control of the scene if I can see their eyes, into them.
That seems like the high-tech part of the scene. The low-tech part is the fist, the high-tech part is the head-to-head.
Yeah. Again, it's personal opinion. But he needs to be able to anticipate where I'm going to hit him. And if he's blindfolded, then he really is defenseless. I want him engaged in the scene. And if he wanted to move around and bob and weave, I said, I'm good enough. I can find her somewhere. I can find her chest. If you want to move around, go ahead. So he probably didn't do that as much as he may have liked to. But when you're blindfolded, you're defenseless. Again, just my opinion.
There's a question back there. Is that Lex? Or?
Yeah, I'm curious if you yourself had the experience to be able to work with somebody who has, like, say, a boxing background or martial arts background, and if that was different for you, or if you know of guys who've done that and got some feedback about it. It seems to me there's obviously a certain skill level, but beyond that, like, it maybe just kind of a different experiential.
Say that again, so I'm sure I understand.
I'm curious if you had the opportunity to work with anybody who has training at martial arts.
I've punched with two guys that have boxing backgrounds, and it's quite different. And I've got to be a lot better. I don't claim to be a boxer. I don't lose speed bag. I just fake it. But they've given me some pointers and they've helped me, and because they can anticipate the punch and they know where I'm going to hit them. So the game becomes, can I fake them out? So it becomes a different game. They can take the punch, that's not a problem. So it's, can I fake them out? Can I hit them before they realize it? So that becomes the game with a guy that actually understands boxing. Is that the question?
Yes.
So actually, the question for you and Killer, between what you feel and what he feels when you have your leather glove and then you have the padded boxing gloves. So what are you feeling between those two, and then what are you feeling between?
Go ahead.
The padded gloves were much lighter. I guess it's spread out. I prefer the feelings of the leather gloves. Could feel the fists more, and it was more sort of personal contact. The gloves were, although you hit me over the head with the glove, so that gave me the ringer. But on the body, I preferred the feeling of those gloves. It was more concentrated impact than the training gloves.
And I would tend to agree. There's a nicer connection. I've done it bare knuckles, and it's hard on your hands. So I would recommend at least some sort of a glove just to save your knuckles.
Would you go heavier with the padded glove?
I have some weighted gloves. I have some padded gloves. Just uniform gloves. And I've got heavy boxing gloves, and so I can hit a lot harder. But like Dave's saying, it's spread out. So it's like sort of the difference between single tail and flogger. It was the same force, but it's kind of spread out.
There was more of a mind kind of thing, I think, with the big glove coming at you as well. It's a lot bigger mass or shape, volume coming towards you.
Yeah, and I think that's true too. If you were to start with boxing gloves and a guy's coming at you with big 16-ounce red gloves and he's going to hit you with those, that's sort of a little bit of a mind fuck, as opposed to a guy with gloves, because your mind kind of understands more about what that's about.
So you did this with gloves, and then you had the boxing gloves, and he had the thing, what is that?
Headgear.
And this mouth thing, and you didn't wear a cuff, but you did.
No. Right, but it was not my intention to pin down there.
Speaking of cuffs, are you going commando tonight, Brian, or what?
I can't be the only one who